Yo, yo, yo. Hey, welcome
What
back
up?
to
What up? What up? What up, folk?
another
Out there in
Shit
internet
Talk
land.
Saturday. What's good? What's good? How's your day going?
Shit. So the start of the day was normal boringness, and then my son had a football game at 5:30, but they had to be there by 3:30. But the game was an hour away, so that means I had to leave here at 2:30.
True.
Drove there, get there, just for them to not even start on time. The game didn't start till like 6:10.
Oh, no.
But luckily enough, they kicked their asses so bad that they just completely forfeited the entire fourth quarter. And so we were able to leave.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, they beat the brakes off these kids. Score was like 42 to 6 by the third quarter. So it was pretty good. It might be something in there. If not, then we'll figure it out.
That's what's up, though.
But yeah, so how was your day?
Honestly, my day's been pretty
I get some Kool-Aid, please.
it's been it's been emotional. Today is actually the day my mom passed, so I've been in a
Oh no.
emotional state. But I've been busy with the kids and Jamal. They've been keeping me in good spirits. I've been yesterday we took the kids to like a little Halloween parade trick or treat situation in the neighborhood, which was fun. Tomorrow the farmers market is doing a Halloween theme, so I get them dressed up again. Just to, you know, Snuggles' his favorite holiday is actually Halloween. And my dad's birthday is Halloween.
Okay,
So it's a big deal over
that's
here.
good.
So
I've found like a lot of people, especially here, like the last few years, like since my daughter's been born, we've only done trick or treating once. But what
mhm.
we do mostly of is what we call trunk or treat. So
Yeah.
that's what that's where they'll park out like say a church or an event. Oh, what up, Jared? Hey man, my Stros put up a good fight. My bad, I got the hiccups. They put up a good fight last night. They got up 5-0 and then for some reason fucking collapsed and then lost it in overtime. But don't worry, we gonna bring it back. But yeah, a lot of people rather do trunk or treat than trick or treat because it's a little bit safer. Everyone's there, their candy's open, and it's pretty much just
Yeah.
like a big ass loop. Kids still come out in their costumes and everything, and you don't have to go door to door.
Yeah. So growing up in general, I've always been the type of kid that like my mom always took us to the mall. I only ever actually went door to door when I like went to my friend's house and went trick or treating with them. So
Oh,
she always used to take us to the mall. And we've done trunk or treats with our kids too.
yeah,
It's just more confined. It's not like a bunch of running around neighborhoods.
right.
Like,
And then just like knocking on weirdo doors and stuff like that.
yeah. And he's like,
So
you can trust the candy.
and we can start off. I seen a post asking, or pretty much asking, as a teenager. So let's say 16 and above, are they too old to go trick or treating?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Halloween does not have an age cap to it. I think adults still dress up. We don't necessarily go trick or treating, but
Mm-hmm.
that's because we're old enough to drink. Like there's that weird like 16 to 20 where like you can't really party the way you would want to party.
It's more because I'm
Um
old enough. Like now, I'm old enough to buy my own candy, right? So I don't have to go
yeah.
door to door to buy candy. I can, just do it. Cameo. My wife is coming through the camera, so
Hey
cameo,
Brett.
folks. But yeah, so I don't think they are. Now I prefer like say I'm got the candy outside my house, right? If you're gonna come and do trick or treating, at least be dressed up. Don't be
Oh yeah,
a
yeah. Don't
normal
just
nigga
be
that
out
just
here.
got out of school in his uniform. They like trick or treat. Like,
Yeah.
bro, go take your big ass on somewhere.
No, definitely keep it as like the spirit of Halloween. Like be dressed up and enjoy it. And I don't
Right.
think there's anything wrong with like because like, while teenagers are teenagers, they're still children. In the grand scheme of life, you don't get that shit back. Like
Oh,
enjoy it.
I found out that in the grand scheme of life, and for those my younger viewers that's watching right now, you don't understand how young you are until you get about like 32, 33, like 35 and up ish. You don't even start to understand that like at 25 you were young.
Mm-hmm.
23 you were young. You at that time age you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get old, like blah 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 blah. And then you're like, you make a lot of dumb mistakes. And then at 35 you realize, nigga, I got a lot of time. Like
Yeah.
now I might need to start getting on my shit, like making sure I got stuff done. But you're young, man. Live it, especially if you're going through college. And I know this ain't like a little college episode, but if you're off in college, first 4 years of Marine Corps, man, military, live that shit up. I'm not saying go complete dumb, but man, fuck it, man. Make mistakes. And then, fix that shit later on.
You have time. Like realistically, you do have time.
Yeah. I'm not saying get blackout drunk every night, but
No.
you should at least
Every
try it once.
other. You should at least try it once.
You should at least try it once. I'm telling you, I got so
You
many
should know
stories.
your limits. You should set your limits, and that's how you set it.
But yeah, that's how you set it, by completely blacking out and you knowing exactly what drink caused you to go overboard.
Because you always know. Like as you're drinking it, you're like, yeah, this isn't gonna end well. But I ain't no bitch. So I'm gonna fucking finish this. You know it. Like you know it. On
I'm
many
telling you,
occasions I've
the
been like,
first time
oh,
I
why?
got blackout drunk, I got out drunk by a small Asian girl. Swear to God. She had to be no more than like 110 pounds.
That's hilarious.
I'm in the military. We go to LA, take a break, go to LA. And I'm only 19 at this time. 19 and 20. But we get in the dorm, partying, drinks, and the girl, she was a cute girl. So I pulled up my lines, got myself together.
I'm dead.
And she was like, all right, but I don't drink mixed drinks. Now, by this time, I've tasted alcohol before, but I haven't like tasted alcohol. I've never done like shots. And she was like, I don't do mixed drinks. I, in my full pride, was like, I ain't no bitch. Shit, me either. Let's go. What we drinking? Grey Goose, Everclear. Then we went to vodka, and then we went like some more shit, and then they had tequila, and then they had like
and you died.
Shit. Is it 1911? They had some shit like that.
Because honestly, even if you only took one shot of each, you just named like 7 fucking liquors.
And so we doing that, and then she goes, all right, cool, cheers. I'm like, shit, cheers. And we hit one. Boom. At that first one, I knew.
You taste it.
I was like, oh, this is gonna end badly. Very bad. I think I got to number 4. And at shot number 4, I was under the table. This is not, it's not metaphoric. This is literally under the table.
I'm dead.
My boy Rhodes came in, picked me up, drugged me back. It was like, all right, my boy, you done for the night.
That's so funny. Yeah, those days are beyond me now. I'm a mother. Speaking of being a mother,
I can do 4 shots right now and be like, so what are we doing? Like,
yeah, it's the mixing of shit. It's the Everclear. Nobody should ever drink that. That's not made for human consumption.
It's not.
It even says on the bottle to not actually consume it.
They've actually made Everclear at 70% illegal in California. You can't even get it at 70% anymore. Made it completely illegal.
It's not. But anyway, speaking of being a mother, Kiki Wyatt says that she wants one more child. I honestly could not imagine having a dozen children as a woman. As a woman, I couldn't imagine like birthing a dozen children. Hold on, Rich. What happened?
My bad. Did I kick myself out?
Yeah, you kicked yourself out.
But yeah, that's a lot of kids, man. I looked at my ex-wife just had a baby, right? Disclaimer, not mine, just for the people out there thinking. She just had a baby, but our oldest son is 10. And I looked, I was like, you really waited 10 years later to have another one? I'm like, do you know how
Yeah,
fucked up that's
no,
gonna be? I was like, man, hell no, couldn't be me. My kids are 2 years apart. So every 2 years, I'm kicking one out the house.
I
She
feel
gonna kick
that.
two of them out the house and then have to wait another 10 years before she put the next one out.
Yeah,
I
that's
said, oh.
crazy.
Now just
Yeah,
imagine if you had another one after that.
no. So we have, three, 6, 9. Well, Julian will be 6, but 3, 6, 9, right? Um, I honestly couldn't imagine having even 4. Like the moment you're outnumbered as a two-parent household, it feels overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
especially at this age. Like the older they get and like the closer Juju is to being like, reading completely and all of that, like as a kindergartner, you're more useful. But right now, mm-mm. It's
I don't
overwhelming. It's
I don't know.
ghetto.
My
Help.
kids, they can finally do things on their own, so it's easier.
SOS.
But
Right,
at
because
some
your
point,
youngest is 6. My youngest
right.
is 3.
But even at
Like,
6, I still have to watch her, right?
yeah.
Because she still can't fix her own food, you know.
Hmm.
But even at 10, my oldest son, you like, oh well, he can make stuff. He can now use the microwave.
Right now, I feel that because Izzy
Barely.
really wants to be in the kitchen, and I'm like, yeah,
Nah.
nah.
Like a good luck explaining to CPS how the hell you set your fucking finger on fire. Like,
Right, right.
or I come back here for 4 minutes to sit down and watch an episode of whatever anime, and I smell something and it's burning.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the kitchen. I've left my child alone. I don't know if you've seen the picture I put on Facebook. I left
I
Isabella
saw
alone.
that.
She
I
was
did
like
see that.
2 for 10 minutes. 10 fucking minutes. I probably went to the bathroom. I came back and the child is covered in grease. Like, fuck no. More kids? Nah, I don't unless Kiki gonna let the other kids raise that one. I'm not raising no more
I
goddamn kids.
couldn't. I mean, honestly, I told Jamal if I were to have another kid now, like I would quit. And he's like, what does that mean? Like, I would quit, as in, like, this baby ain't getting breastfed. I'm going right back to work. You can stay home. Like, I am good. I'm good. Takes a
Mm-hmm.
lot. It takes a lot out of you as a person.
Mm-hmm. And this shit
to
fun and
like,
games now. Y'all better start voting because some of your governors, when you get pregnant, they gonna make your ass have that baby. So
absolutely, right?
y'all better.
So it's not, I'm not here for it. Yeah. But did you see the video of Katy Perry in concert? I feel like I need to bring it up. I knew you were gonna make that face. I should have sent
Nah,
it to
I
you.
don't listen to nothing Katy Perry
Okay,
related.
no, I feel you. So basically her eye like started twitching and she like taps the side of her face and people are saying that she's like
That's
uh
absolutely drugs.
well, I'm about to
That's absolutely drugs.
I'm about to find it
Not
because
a single medical, even if you like, well, no, it's a birth defect. The drug, no,
no, they're saying
that's
she's a
drugs.
clone. They're saying she's a clone.
A clone, drugs, whatever you want to call it. That's a drug. Yeah.
That's funny. Hold on, I found it. I just have to.
I freak out when I have muscle spasms. And that might just be like my bicep.
Facts.
My eye twitching uncontrollably, and I just do this and it stops. No, that's a drug.
That's funny. I need to
I
hold
don't know what
on.
drug it is. It's not coke. It might be some form of crack though.
It might be some form of crack. Where oh, okay. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna bring it up and show you.
Oh, we're in the infinite world.
All right. Can you see it?
Is she performing?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a part. Maybe she was acting like a robot.
So that's what someone said, that it's like maybe that's part of her, like, I
Performance?
have like a lot going on my
Yeah. Oh
screen.
wow. Walmart, everything.
My bad.
But yeah. Did you? I think it was Lady Gaga or somebody who uploaded a nude picture of themselves on their Instagram.
Madonna
Madonna.
with her old ass. Madonna like
Yeah.
80. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And I was like either Lady Gaga or Madonna or one of them old ass people.
Lady Gaga is decades younger than Madonna. Like,
It's the same shit. Tomato, tomato.
yes, I saw that. Did you hear about how like her and Cardi were kind of going at it for a minute?
Why is Cardi B going at it with anybody?
So Cardi B has been going at it with everybody. What do you mean?
Why?
Everyone. She's had
Why?
a chip on her shoulder. Like, anywho, and I love Barty gang all day, but she
Stop
has
it.
been going at it with everybody, and totally
Stop.
forgot to put this up there. I'm failing. So are you though, so I don't feel bad. Anyway. Anyway, so they were going back and forth. So basically, Madonna had made a statement about how back, like, however long ago, she had put out like a book about her sexual fantasies, and it was this like sexual fluid, like big deal back in like the 90s, whenever it came out, right? Um, and because of her, she was basically like saying, because I walked, like, Yahoo's could run and be in this like city girl era, like all about whatever. So basically, she was like, I wrote this book, all of that happened so that Cardi B can, sing about her WAP, and Kim Kardashian can have her ass out on the magazines, and like it's socially okay. So Cardi based, and then she said, so, thank me, or you can thank me bitches, or something like that, with some clown emojis. And Cardi B felt some type of way about the clown emojis. So
Yeah.
she went off.
I would too, to be quite honest. Like, I don't mind you giving your spiel, like, hey, I did this so that y'all hoes and, thank you, bitches. And,
Yeah.
women talk like that to each other. But to put a clown emoji at the end of it, I feel like you calling me a clown.
Yeah, I hear you, and that's real. But like, let's keep it a stack. Like, Madonna's 64. If your grandma texts you a clown emoji, you getting mad?
Mm-hmm.
Your
Yeah.
face
Right now. My grandmother's 76.
today.
If she say, what you doing? And send a
Clown
clown
emoji.
emoji, I'm driving. My grandma stay an hour away.
I'm
I'm driving the whole
dead.
hour. Hey, mama, did you mean to hit that clown button? Let me show you what that means. Let me see your phone. Because
Uh,
that's it's just like certain things that you just like the clown emoji has been put into the same, I would say the same status as being called a bitch, right? Certain people you will accept being called a bitch by because y'all are in the area of playful bitchness and y'all can do that. And yeah. But the moment, no matter what capacity, if Jamal calls you a bitch, you are instantly mad. Exactly. That
that's
face right there, I
facts.
turn sideways. No, fuck that. You have no right. It's the same with the clown emoji. Even if he says, I love you and puts a clown, you're mad. You're like, nah, pimp, this don't go together.
I feel that. Yeah, so she went off or whatever. They've made peace at this point, but yeah, that was definitely
Mm-mm.
a thing.
Nah, I just, you can't put down. No, don't put me and clowns together, especially if you use my name in the sentence, right? I did this so that Rich and everybody else could run and do that, and then put clown
Clown.
together. Nah, bitch. Nuh-uh. Nah, that's not even a
Uh,
subtle shot. That's an actual
that's so
shot.
funny because I didn't even think about it that way, but that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's not even
you're right.
subtle.
I
You
take it
put my
back when
name
I
in it.
said she's been tripping. That might have been warranted.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like Cardi B just argues with people just cause, right?
I feel that is also the case. We'll
So
see. See what else happens. So Elon Musk finally, after being forced to by the court of law, has purchased Twitter. He has essentially fired Almost
Everybody.
everyone.
Everybody. Because it's Elon Musk.
He's cleaned house.
It's Elon Musk.
But LeBron
I
made a
heard he brought a
statement.
sink in just so that he could use the quote like "let that sink in"
Yeah,
as he
which
walked
is
in. Elon Musk is
like
lame as shit,
he is.
and it's
He
socially
is
awkward.
absolutely socially awkward. Um, I'm not gonna diagnose him on air because I do that
Yeah,
from
you do.
time to time, but
You do.
I'd put him in that same category. So anyway, LeBron made a comment about Elon Musk, and basically it said that unfit people are buying all these different like social medias and like different platforms, these large platforms,
Hmm.
thinking that freedom of speech includes hate speech. Like,
Hmm.
that hate speech is free speech.
Hmm.
And I mean, that comment was about Elon, but obviously that goes across the board, right? Like,
So here's my thing about that, right? Because LeBron also came out and said that he no longer supports the Dallas Cowboys because of their views on how they handle athletes that choose to protest the national anthem and stuff like that,
mhm,
and caught a lot of I guess flack from Cowboy fans.
right,
And what irritates me most is people always, when he's talking about something that's not sport related, people want to throw sports inside of him, like, oh, well, Michael Jordan, this and that. Like, this has nothing to do with that.
right,
And at the same, or like one guy was like, oh, you will condemn the Cowboys, but you won't condemn Deshaun Watson. And I feel like people do shit and they say things like the Cowboys are a $1 billion organization that mistreat their, or they'll mistreat their
they use their power in
players
order to
and they use their
mistreat
powers.
people,
Where Deshaun Watson was never found guilty.
right,
Like, and then so like we keep, and then I'm like, that's not a fair comparison. Deshaun Watson was never found guilty on anything. As a matter of fact, they declined to file charges against him because they said there was nothing there. And then
hmm
so for this, I understand that I've always told people, first off, the freedom of speech is not free. It's never free.
not
It's never
free,
been free. Someone pays for it, or you will pay for it one way or the other.
hmm
You can be censored. I know people like to believe that they can't, but you can. You don't believe that you can be censored? Walk into an airport and yell the word bomb and see how many people jump and kick your ass from yelling that word out. You
hmm
can be censored. You think you can be censored? Walk into the White House, a Pentagon, and say, I want to shoot the president. Do you think you're going to be able to walk out there with freedom of speech, bitch? No.
exactly,
Threat letter, like if you send a death note to somebody, that's freedom of speech. No, bitch, you're going to jail. Like, you
right,
can be censored. Why do you think we can't say certain things on TV? Certain words are censored out, or there's ratings for movies and you can
hmm
only
or
say
radio
fuck,
versions of
right,
songs,
and radio versions of songs censored. You can be censored. Your freedom of speech is not completely free, and freedom of speech doesn't mean lack of consequences either.
absolutely,
I can say you nappy head hoe and can't be shocked because I got punched in the mouth.
exactly,
Like, freedom of speech
big
doesn't
facts,
mean lack of consequences. And I think that's what people forget. They think freedom of speech means that I shouldn't have consequences. Fuck no, that's not what that means. You
hmm
can say it. You are free to say whatever you want because I can't control what comes out of your mouth. Just
right,
like you can't control once I punch you in it.
exactly,
And then what you'll do is you'll start to think before you speak. Uh I, me personally, I understand where Kanye was going. I think Kanye caught a lot of flack because it came from him. Had his
hmm
message came from Dave Chappelle, no one would have said any fucking thing.
Well, that's not true because people you try to cancel Dave Chappelle all the time,
They tried, and all that nigga did was get more famous. That's all they did. They
but that's because as the Black community, we don't actually follow through with
Well, it
with
wasn't the black
canceling
community that was trying to
somebody.
cancel Dave
No,
Chappelle.
exactly.
It was just white
We
people.
but we still backed him because he hasn't done
Right.
anything to
But
the black
but here's my
community.
thing.
That's
I
the
don't first off,
difference
I don't
between him
believe
and
Kanye
Kanye.
wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is not doing anything to the black culture. But
No, but it's
the
still disrespectful.
he I guess. But what Kanye was saying are things that actually happen. Jewish companies
Don't get us canceled.
are paid, but they are paid off of anti-Semitic shit that we say. When you say "ho, bitch," I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that in music, and then you sell it, you get paid off of that.
Mm-hmm.
No one says any fucking thing, and rappers say anti-Semitic shit all the fucking time. They say it in their music, and then Jewish companies get paid off of it. They take that money in. There was a interview on the Breakfast Club where the owner of a music company, and Charlemagne asked him. He said, "So if it's talent or issues," and the guy said, "If it's talent or issues, if I have to pick between talent and issues, right? This guy's really racist, but he's also really fucking talented. I'm going to take the talent because I can sell the talent." And he's like, "You do understand that that's very hypocritical." He's like, "Well, yeah, I know that, but I have mouths to feed and I have a company to run." They don't give a fuck as
Mm-hmm.
long as they get paid. So at
Right.
the end of the day, I would argue, I don't know this for sure, but every company that stopped working with Kanye, a Jewish person owned it.
So I mean, let's keep it a stack. Jewish people own a lot of things. They
Yeah, they own a
like
lot.
a lot of things. They're heavy in the entertainment industry. They're heavy in the jewelry businesses.
They're
they
heavy
own
in
a
all kinds of shit.
lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like real estate, all of that. So yes, absolutely, you pissed off somebody in their fucking organization because why
But
wouldn't
why are
that be
we
the
only
reason?
upset because he said anti-Semitic shit to Jewish people, but black people and rappers say shit all the time? No one's outraged. Cardi B's WAP song, it's anti-Semitic as fuck. It's sexist as shit. No one, there was outrage for the song, and then a lot of people were like, yeah,
How is
nah,
it
I love it.
anti? Okay, how's it anti-Semitic?
I'm not saying that that's anti-Semitic. I'm saying it's sexist.
Oh, okay. I was like, how is
No, no,
it? I'm
it's
like,
sexist.
I'm so confused.
No, it's sexist.
Okay.
But people love it. And like, oh
Mhm.
well, my sex doesn't hurt
Because
anybody.
it's disguised by the form of art. If it's a sing-songy, if Kanye were to rap everything he say, nobody would have canceled him. I want you to know that. Like, if it was in a
So it
song with a
only
fire
matters because
fucking
it was an
beat,
interview and not a song.
let's but let's be real. Like, I'm not saying that's how I feel, but that's the truth.
Oh, that is
If
the way
there
that
was
it
a
works.
fire beat and that nigga just went ham, freestyle everything off the dome, all of those thoughts, we would have been like, damn, like that shit,
By
because
the next by the next Ye album.
it's disguised as art, but because it's an interview and what in in theory, you're a clear-minded individual speaking to somebody and you're spewing things that's kind of all over the place. Like you're gaslighting people by saying things like George Floyd died by fentanyl when we've watched the video. That's gaslighting. You're trying to alter my reality. Like, so we're starting off with that because that was the beginning of the interview. And then from there, you just start going like everywhere.
Well,
Like
I watched the
that.
entire, I think it was an hour and like 30 minutes for the interview. I
Yeah.
watched the entire thing. Most of it was him explaining his viewpoints when it comes to the Jewish community.
Hmm.
Now he started off with some real shit. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, Kanye started going way left,
Yeah.
and that's another thing that I hate is that people take clips of things and they be like,
Hmm.
oh, got his ass. See, small clip, and then they'll
Yeah.
blow that
It's
shit
a
up, and that
real
small clip will go viral. But
clickbait.
then no one will go back and be like, you know what? Let me watch the actual interview to see what he
Hmm.
said. Let me see exactly how he meant it, or if he explained himself afterwards. right, to see what happened.
Right.
And then another thing that pisses me off, if Kanye don't apologize, they be like, see, this motherfucker ain't even apologetic. And then when he does apologize, you be like, fuck you, we don't want your apologies. Well, bitch, which one is it? Do we want niggas to apologize or do we not want people to apologize? And this goes beyond just Kanye. Like,
Well, and I mean, I think apologies don't change the fact that there are still consequences to your actions. And I'm not saying for Kanye, but I'm saying like, for instance, even as a child, like if you get in trouble and you say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, mommy, I'm so sorry," it ain't gonna stop you from getting your
but
ass
see, I'm the
beat.
type of person where I don't want to hear I'm sorry, right? Because you're right, it won't change anything. But then there's people that be like, well, if you just apologize for what? Like, does your apology change the fact that my face hurts because you hit me? No. Is the apology going to change the fact that I'm going to smack you back? No. What does
Yeah,
the apology do?
right.
Nothing.
It's
It does
it's
nothing.
polite. I think it's just a social standard, really, is what
A
it comes
social
down
standard
to.
that you're going to
Because
reject
that
because
actually reminds me of, I think it was last week. What's his name? James Corbin. The
Mhm.
you know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
The big guy, the guy that does the carpool karaoke and like the late night show or whatever, one of those. Anyways, he went off on somebody at a restaurant and apologized for it. And then like a few days later took back his apology. And I was like, who does that?
Yeah. To me, it's even if in the heat of the moment you're arguing, you're mad, and you say something mean, right? Once you say it, it's said. Even if you apologize, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
change the fact that you said it. And like, I don't understand what apologizing does for shit. Like,
I mean,
unless you're
yeah.
using it in a sense of saying like, excuse me. Like, I say my bad. Like, if I accidentally like step on your foot, you're
Right,
like,
for an
oh, my bad.
accident, but when it's not an
But I'm
accident, you're
saying
right.
my
There
bad
is
in the sense of
no,
excuse me, not I'm sorry for doing that. It was an
unless
accident.
you took steps to reform your thought process, which we know that clearly hasn't happened because the apology happened right after. Um, Kind of like when Nick Cannon got canceled for the same things, right? For saying similar things. He got canceled, then he went on this like spiritual journey where he talked to a bunch of Jewish people and learned the error of his ways. But like this was all like documented things he did, and then came back with an apology, and now we have Wild and Out back, right? So like to that, an apology feels genuine, but when an apology is like given immediately after something that's clearly not an accident, yeah,
Mhm.
no, it's disingenuous. Like it's really like,
I mean,
I'm sorry that
and
these
that's my thing.
consequences are
If
happening.
it's if you believe that my apology is going to be disingenuous in the first fucking place, I don't want to give it to, because that's what's going to piss me off. Is if I actually form an apology and say, you know what? If like my wife,
My
right? My wife
lips
likes
were
apologies. My wife likes apologies, and she wants to hear that. So I was like, you know what? I might have said something mean, but you know what? I'll go back, I'll rephrase, I'll beat on it. I'm like, you know what, Richard, you was actually wrong for that. Go apologize and say, some things that she likes to hear. But then when I do that, and then she was like, oh, you don't mean that, no way. Oh, you know what? You goddamn right, I don't. I didn't mean none of this shit. I only said it to make you motherfucking feel better. But like the shit, don't tell me my apologies aren't genuine. Like, fuck you mean? I only did it because you like it. For a lot of shit that people only do because their partner likes some shit. You know?
right.
I don't like taking out the trash, but I do it because you like me doing it. Yeah.
But yeah, so daylight savings time is coming up. I think it's next Sunday, to be honest with you.
Damn.
Um,
Fall back.
and yeah, fall back. But do you know that this is the last daylight savings time ever? They signed a bill earlier this year that we will no longer be doing daylight savings time. So
Why? Who said this?
because what you said, who said that? The
Yeah,
government.
who said this? Like,
So
why would we do
first
this?
of all, two states already don't participate. I think like Arizona and somewhere else.
It's weird because they sit in a weird spot of the time zone.
Yeah.
So they like their clocks never change, but that's because they sit in a weird spot of the time zone.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with this fucking time zone shit. It's weird.
It is weird, but now we're no longer going to be moving back and forth. So once we fall back, we there. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um
But you guys, please tune in on Tuesday. For
yeah.
our interview. We start our Veterans Appreciation Month. We got, I think, the Navy's birthday, or not. I don't think, I know the Navy's birthday is in the month of November. Marine Corps' birthday. I have no idea when Army's fucking birthday is, or Air Force's birthday is. Space Force is not a real fucking thing. Neither is the Coast Guard. So, those are things. You tell Jamal I said that the Coast Guard's not a real thing. Um, so y'all tune in. Tuesday we will have Erica Jackson, Marine Corps veteran. She's gonna come in with her insight. We're gonna do her interview, and then we got the whole month planned out for you guys. Britt won't be there, but me and Jamal will. So you're gonna hear a lot of shit talking, a lot of laughter, a lot of fucking stories from shit that's happened. So if you're queasy or if you don't like a lot of fucking cursing, first off, you should be listening to us any goddamn way. But if you're very sensitive, I'm telling you right now, all my military people already know this. If you're very sensitive on certain topics, you just wait till December. We'll come back with some shit because military people don't shy away from shit. All right. And the shit will sound very gruesome. Okay. We talking all kinds of shit. So y'all tune in for that. We're going to have some shit for y'all.
Yeah, and then November 2nd is our 1 year anniversary of podcasting. So we have some great things coming up for you guys for that as well. So please stay tuned. Subscribe to all of our socials so you can know what's happening, when it's happening, and we'll get that information out to y'all soon. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay unapologetically black.
Gang.
Have a good night.